Welcome to Agash Bharati Online. Here we are trying to analyze the reasons for the Wayanad landslides and subsequent destruction and deaths. We have collected several inputs from the locals of which many have their history traced back to several centuries ago. The crucial factors of this utter devastation when traced points out to a certain climate change impact, but widely circulated in the media is a fluid opinion that nature has taken its revenge for carrying out destructive quarrying in this area. We found that there's no quarrying or mining activities taking place around at least 100 square kilometers anywhere nearby. The first landslide occurred Tuesday morning around 1:20 a.m. So let's see the chronology of how it happened. From the top of the mountain to deep inside the dense forest. To be specific again, it's deep inside the dense forest. The debris including rocks, mud and trees slid down a few kilometers where this debris got stuck. A mass of water flowing through this got accumulated above, and some water even swept down the hill to the Chalia River. Villages downstream were alerted from the roar and explosive sound of the first landslide, and few minutes later they noticed the water turning muddy in color and the stench of the rocks rubbing against each other. That stench filled the entire atmosphere. Experienced elders soon got the warning that the major slide is going to happen before people started scrambling to the top of the mountain. Whereas some gathered on the public roads nearby. Within about 20 minutes, a dam-like structure which had formed by the accumulation of debris upstream breached. The gravity and the potential induced by the deep gradient rushed down the sleeve tops, carrying along with anything that stopped its way. The slush and the water together made near zero friction possible, thus carrying thousands of tons of rocks to the Chalia River. This particular portion happens to be the origin of the Chalia River, with confluence of around 4 small rivers and numerous rivulets. Previous major landslides like Kutulmala a couple of years back, and the debris strewn all over this river. The river practically had no depth or volume to accumulate any more debris. Meanwhile, the debris continued its flow to the river, but this time the mass was much higher and the waters took its natural course. This river was almost entirely rerouted through the river banks, destroying all homelets and buildings along the way. People who could not get to the earlier alerts were swept away in the sleep from the birds. Hundreds died within few minutes, and many trapped in their houses filled with mud and slush. What we are currently seeing is a topography of this area. This is the Western Ghats, the top of the Western Ghats. This entire area is Western Ghats. This is Wayanad. Meanwhile, this area is Kozhikode districts. So this point is one of the topmost points in this area, or one of the topmost points in Kerala itself. It's around 2,300 meters high. Whereas this point is where the landslide started. It's around 1,400 meters high. And these are the villages which got completely inundated, Mundakai and Sujipara. So if you see from the other side, you can see there are several landslides which keep occurring continuously. And this is the Mundakai River, and there are several other rivers here, Kantampara River, Kalladi River, etc., which altogether forms the Chalia River. So this is the riverbed of the Chalia. There's waterfalls here, and then it falls into a huge ravine and flows through the Malappuram district and reaches the Arabian Sea. What is interesting here to be seen here is that there's numerous landslides happening here. These are all marks of landslides, previous landslides, which have occurred here. Although 2 days prior to this disaster, there was a major landslide here, a couple of major landslides in 2 weeks, but this particular river called the Erogenea River, which is running through a big ravine, on an average of more than 100 meters deep, can take in any amount of water and mud, so trees or slush, whatever coming in. But what happened on the other side, specifically here, is that there is a ravine here, But when it reaches here, the area almost entirely, when it reaches this villages which were wiped out, those villages were almost um, in a flat surface, and the river was not deep even. So what happened is that now that the flood is all gone, it's all slush and mud everywhere, and mudsligging has started very fast. Everyone Loves a Good Drought is a book by Wayanad. The book won him the Raman Magsaysay Award. One can find many of the writing in this book much similar to this happening in this disaster. This book appeared to be too old to be selected for a review, was first published in the year 1996. But the books never get old, but the stories get repeated. The author laments about little space given to the social sector in the last chapter, poverty, development and trust. To say the least, the situation is far worse. Author mentions about Malabar region surprisingly. This area of devastation is the confluence of three major districts of Malabar. The book exposes the unholy nexus between the bureaucracy and the politicians, and they are never interested in preventing such disaster. It's the floods of funds and charity and the very opportunity to loot that interest them. Yes, we do have more things to ponder.